Generic YouTube greeting, welcome to Play on Wheels. I am your host, Desert Eagle Ryu. Today I wanted to talk about some of my favorite and least favorite things about the Devil's Lair strike on Earth. Now this video was supposed to go up last week when the Devil's Lair was the weekly and the nightfall, but unfortunately my microphone was acting up and I couldn't get it out in time, so I figured I'd post it anyway. Starting with this first section, I don't really like too many things except for the fact that there's plenty of places to hide, really good cover, lots of places to shoot from without being in direct danger most of the time. As for what I don't like, these are only going to apply to the Nightfall version of this strike, and occasionally the weekly, because the weekly can have modifiers such as the light switch from time to time, which boosts the enemy melee damage. And since I'm talking about melee damage, let's first start by saying the ninjas, as I like to call them, or the stealth vandals as they're actually called. There's a lot of them in this part of the strike, and they can sneak up on you very quickly if you're not paying attention. One melee from them with an active light switch modifier, and that's pretty much it for you most of the time. The worst thing about this first section, though, definitely has to be the seeking arc bullets that some of the vandals can fire at you. These bullets literally track you until they hit you, and there's not much you can do to get out of the way. They even hit you if you're invisible. Couple that with an arc burn modifier and you're going to get really frustrated really fast. Your best bet for playing it safe on this first section is just to hang back in a far corner and just snipe from a distance with a scout rifle or an actual sniper rifle. Moving on to the second part of this strike, the Devil Walker. I actually like quite a few things about this part. First off, there's a few really good spots in this part of the map where you can hide and it's really difficult for anyone to even hit you. For example, the spot you see me in now is pretty much a 100% safe zone. From here you can safely snipe the Devil Walker with an icebreaker or a black hammer or anything really without having to worry about being in danger. Another good thing about this section is after you beat the Devil Walker, there's plenty of other trash mobs that you can kill to pick up some quick ammo before the boss fight afterwards. Really the only thing I don't particularly like about this section is actually nothing to do with this section. It's the fact that you can sometimes get paired up with newer players that don't quite know how to do this part the right way, and they can die fairly easily, which will slow your progress on killing this thing. But that's really a minor complaint. Now on to the third and final part of the strike, Suffix Prime himself. First off, I really like that he has a very huge and obvious weak point, and it's really easy to hit. Second, like the first two phases of this strike, there are some really good places to hide where you can avoid getting hit most of the time. The only thing I don't like about this part is very similar to the first stage of this strike, is that the vandals have those homing arc bullets. Again, those can be very annoying and very hard to get out of the way of, and it can really mess you up during an arc burn nightfall or weekly. And that's about it really. Overall, I do enjoy this strike as a whole. It can be pretty quick if everyone knows what they're doing, and it can still be somewhat enjoyable at the same time. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.
Well done.